Alright guys, Mikey here for Mikey's Iron Rage. And guys, let's just jump right into this awesome Mr. Olympia comparison video I got for use today. Between 2015 Mr. Olympia winner, Phil Heath versus 2006 Mr. Olympia winner, Jay Cutler, in the ultimate Mr. Olympia comparison video. Now, in my opinion, I couldn't make up my mind what year was better, 2015 Phil Heath or 2006 Jay Cutler. That's how close this comparison was, because they both match up very, very well against each other. Now, 2006 Jay Cutler and 2015 Phil Heath definitely wasn't their best performances whatsoever, that's for damn sure. But Phil definitely looked a lot better than he did in 2014, because that had to be the worst version of the gift Phil Heath. And it's crazy because a year before, in 2013, he looked his absolute best. He was at his absolute best in 2013. The performance that he put on was mind-blowing. But I digress. Then on the other side of this matchup, we got 2006 Mr. Olympia winner, Jay Cutler. And I never really liked the 2006 version of Jay Cutler. He was better in 2005 in my opinion. But regardless, with that being said, let's see who was really better, Jay Cutler or Phil Heath. So guys, let's get right into this one, because it's going to be a good one. So, without any further ado, let's get it on. And we got the first pose of the night, guys, the front relaxed. And I'm going to go with the Phil Heath on this one. If Jay Cutler wasn't so fucking blocky, and if his quads were up a little bit, because his quads are not in balance with his upper body whatsoever. His upper body's just so big, and his, legs are just a little down. I mean, don't get me wrong, he's got big legs, but compared to the upper body, it's just very imbalanced. Then Phil Heath, I mean, he's got a little bit of a protruding midsection, but he's got big quads, a nice V-taper. He looks very good. The silhouette looks a lot better than Jay Cutler's silhouette. So all in all, I'm going to give the first point to Phil Heath for the front relaxed. All right, guys, now we get the front lat spread. And I think I'm going to go with Jay Cutler. Even though Phil Heath has more detail to the physique, I think Jay's quads look a little bit better. Phil's midsection might look a little bit better, but that's about it. And Phil has some more cuts and striations to the physique, but Jay Cutler is wider. Jay Cutler has a better V-taper. He's got a bigger chest, and the arms might be about the same size. Phil might have bigger quads, but Jay Cutler's going to take this one, because Jay Cutler just looks a little bit better. But let me know what you guys think in the comment section below, because that one could go either way. Off to the next pose. And we got the crab most muscular. And this was probably the toughest pose for me to judge out of this whole fucking comparison video, because they both look great. I think Jay fills the pose out a little bit better, but look at how dry and ripped and striated Phil Heath is. If only Phil's fucking chest was a little bit bigger, imagine that, guys. But look at how big his arms and shoulders are, and his traps are pretty big, so Phil Heath is going to get the point there for sure. Alright guys, now we got the ab and thigh. And even though Phil Heath's abs are pretty deeply cut, and he has a decent little V-taper, I'm going to go with Jay Cutler. I love Jay Cutler in the ab and thigh, especially in 2001. It was so deeply cut, those abs, it was unbelievable. He's got a decent V-taper, and his waist ain't even that wide here, because his waist usually is a little bit wider, especially in 2007. But all in all, Jay Cutler's going to get the point for the ab and thigh. Alright guys, off to the next pose, and we got the side tricep, and I'm going to go with Phil Heath. 2015, I think Phil Heath, 2015 and 2018, Phil Heath had the best side tricep pose. It was so thick and so deeply cut, and then he's got a big shoulder and a big forearm to go with this pose, and a nice silhouette. Jay Cutler, on the other hand, he's got a pretty decent tricep. It's pretty thick. It's not that deeply cut, but it looks really good. But up against Phil Heath, I don't think so. So Phil Heath is going to get the point. All right, guys, now we got the side chest pose. And I think I'm going to go with Phil Heath. I think I'm going to go with Jay Cutler. I think Jay Cutler's chest is popping a little bit more. Yeah, Phil Heath has more striations and he might look a little drier, but that fucking left arm covers up that left pec, and it makes the left pec look even smaller. So I'm going to go with Jay Cutler, because Jay Cutler's chest is popping a little bit more. The silhouette might look just a little bit better on Phil Heath, but we're going off the side chest, and I'm going to go with Jay Cutler, guys. All right, off to the next pose, and we got the hands on the hip most muscular. And Jay Cutler's going to take this one. If Phil Heath had a tighter midsection, I would go with Phil Heath. Plus, Phil Heath's quads look like they're washed out a little bit. There's not really many deep cuts to the quads in Phil Heath's physique. The quads are huge, but the cuts aren't there. So Jay Cutler's going to get the point because Jay Cutler looks so much drier and his midsection's way tighter and his abs are super ripped. All right, guys, now we got the rear lat spread. And obviously, my man Phil Heath is going to take this one. From 2014 on, Phil Heath had the best rear lat spread pose of all time, maybe. I say it all the time. It looks like a fucking piece of armor on his back. Now, this is Phil Heath in prejudging. He looked a lot better in prejudging than he did at the night show. He was a lot more ripped in prejudging than he was at the night show. It was like two totally different bodybuilders, but I digress. All right, guys, now we got the last pose of the night, the rear double bicep. And you know what, guys? I'm going to go with Phil Heath because Jay Cutler looks a little sloppy in this pose. He definitely looked a lot better in 2009 and 2010 in this rear double bicep pose, especially in 2005. That was the best rear double bicep pose Jay Cutler ever displayed. Plus, Phil Heath has a better lower back, better hams and glutes, big arms and shoulders. I mean, the detail to that rear double bicep is just unfucking believable. So Phil Heath is going to get the last point for the rear double. And Phil Heath is going to get the win 5-4. Phil Heath over 2006 Mr. Olympia winner Jay Cutler. And they're both Mr. Olympia winners. I mean, I know 2006, the lineup was a little deeper than 2015. But nonetheless, they're both Mr. Olympia winners. So guys, let me know what you think about this awesome video comparison and who do you really think was better because this was a close one. So guys, if you liked the video, give it a thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed yet, just tickle that little Kevin Levrone icon button. Mikey's Iron Rage. Peace out, guys.